please.
Adequate notice of this meeting was provided in accordance with Chapter 231, Public Law 1975.
I'd like to have a silent meditation and also a special heartfelt thoughts and prayers to the families who have lost the people today on the bridge in Baltimore. It was a very sad affair. Hopefully they'll be recovered and the family sees at least some relief and some closure. So with that, let's say our prayers. Please lead us to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Here.
Commissioner Lodes. Present. Commissioner Sorrow.
Here.
Commissioner Marchand.
Here.
Commissioner Taylor. Present. Deputy Director Romero. He's
excused.
Director Saleo.
Here.
Do I have a motion and second to accept and dispense with the reading of the minutes from the last public meeting?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Communications.
Correspondence. Atlantic City Electric notice of filing and public hearing dated February 27, 2024 in the matter of petition of Atlantic City Electric Company for approval of energy efficient program, cost recovery, mechanism, and other related relief for plan years 1 through 3.
Very good. And we have a couple of presentations today.
You do.
Okay, who wants to be first? Website? Sure. Let's go.
So good evening, everybody. Thank you for allowing us the time and opportunity to speak about the revision or refresh of the Cumberland County website. I promised Matt that we would be less than the budget, which was, 40 minutes? So I didn't say how long less, but no, no shots. I promised that within range. How are we doing? So what I will start out with is I want to thank some people that were really integral in this process. Kim Codispati was very helpful. Here I have with me two members from my department, which Robin DePatri is here, and Jocelyn. Jocelyn, could you please just stand up, just wave, say. So Robin and Jocelyn really have done a lot of work on this. I also want to give a shout out to Omari Williams. Omari has also helped as well. And I also want to give a shout out to Kathy Duran. Kathy really has helped us significantly. While we get this going, thank you. So this is a picture of, it's a screenshot of what you would see from a desktop computer if you're going to go to the new website. I just want to give a little timeline. So our department got involved late December, and the county's website has been, I've been with the county for 5 years now, and we've had multiple transfers of the website. It's been in and out of numerous hands. And I'm glad it's back with my folks, with Robin and Jocelyn. I'm glad it's in their hands. So we got involved to refresh this website. And the reason why this is really important for you to understand is the work that these two did on this refresh. January 3rd was an initial meeting. January 9th, we received the first draft of what it would look like. January 19th, we got the second draft. January 26th, we initiated to build it out. February 16th, testing and cleanup. February 26th, it was available. That is absolutely amazing work by these two individuals right here. I cannot take any credit but just standing up here to be their voice right now. As a department head, I cannot be more proud of the work that these two committed to do. Working hand in hand with the director on this, bothering him multiple times, bothering Kim multiple times. I think they're all tired of hearing from me about this. And one other person who I want to give so much credit to, he's not in the room, is Hal Johnson. So Hal stood behind us throughout this whole process. He stood behind us when we gave him ideas. He stood behind us when Robin gave ideas and Jocelyn gave ideas. He trusted us, and you can see that his trust paid off. We promised that we would do a refresh within 2 months. They did it, folks. They did it. They met with departments, they sat with them. So I cannot be more proud. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Robin for the next half hour, no, for the next 5 minutes to just show you a brief overview of the work that her and Jocelyn did with this. I'm very down. I may have to walk around. I can't stay in one place.
Hello. We've had a few goals with this project. First was the redesign. We wanted to try to keep everything above the fold. We wanted it less scrolling, so as you're moving, whether you're on a desktop or whether you're on a mobile device, everything is within 1 or 2 scrolls down. We wanted to stay on brand. We know some people are already familiar and utilize the website, so we didn't want to make things completely, totally different. But we did want to give it just a nice little facelift. And the other thing is we did want to do it within a timely manner. The website has just been, as Stan said, turned over from person to person for year after year after year, and there was a lot of organization and a lot of work that went into the back. So far, we have completed Human Services, Office of Emergency Management, Fire Academy, Finance, Personnel, and DOS. And these were just meeting with department heads, seeing what they wanted, how they wanted their departments represented. One of the things I am going to pull just for a quick overview. Oh, I'm going to have to end the slideshow. Sorry. And it's not coming up. We're stuck. I think it's the cast.
That's a picture of Morris River Township.
That is a picture of Morris River.
Oh, yes.
It's planning. Planning has done a wonderful job.
That's the plan. That's the plan. That's the plan. That's the plan.
I can never. So I can't. I know.
Over to the right.
Oh, you know what? She's right, because it's mirroring the image.
On the thing. Drag it over.
Just there we
There
go.
you go.
All right. Sorry, guys. Someone have IT on call? So we've reorganized this top navigation. We've included government here. The government was a part that was missing from the old website. Who are your constitutional officials, right? Who are your elected officials? How do you get to your commissioners? How do you get to the sheriff's office, the surrogate, prosecutor as well? And then we've also put boards and commissions over there. So it's just a brief organization. Next is business. We are still in the process of kind of building out business for multiple reasons, and we've discussed with Hal why that is. But departments and services, these are now grouped by kind of, as you can see, by topic. And then if you need every department that we have in alphabetical order, you can just go to all departments, and that will list everything in alphabetical order. One of the departments that Jocelyn has worked closely with, Melissa Niles, who she's not here, but Melissa Niles from Human Services has a tremendous outreach So we kind of felt that building a landing page for her would service her department. There's a lot of different things, from the recovery center to the homeless at risk services, all of these services that you just can't put under human services and then let them kind of file through and find it themselves. So that 3-click, find anything you want within 3 clicks, we hope that we've achieved it. On the other hand, county government is huge. It is so extensive that sometimes to make things within that 3-click reach is kind of hard. But we're trying the best that we can, and we have full control over the back end, and we're just trying to do our best. So, like I said, we try to keep everything above the fold. This is particularly the screen that I'm working on. It's a smaller screen, and the responsiveness will change depending on the screen that you are using, whether it's a mobile device or a larger desktop. So,
Perfect.
is there any?
With what Robin had just said, I just can't even emphasize enough the work that these two did. And to put it in perspective, their title in civil services, they're a data processing technician. They don't get paid tons of money to work for the county, but they come in every day, they love their job, and they do a great job at it. And they did this in addition to all their responsibilities and all their duties. 800 users we have. I deal with all of these almost every day. We talk on the phone, right? 800 users we have. We have a board, outstanding. I can't say enough about the two of them. Thank you both. And I don't have
Oh, one last thing. So this screen right here, we're kind of proud of this. We're going to actually use this as a bulletin. So anything that's current and that's going on within the county, you can now just click on this, and it will take you to, this takes you to the county's Department of Health, I believe. It's all the rabies clinics. And again, if you go to the second one, here is, surprise, surprise, the Mid-County Park. And this link right here will take you directly to their page where you can find the park and its guidelines. So,
which is a
that's
perfect segue into...
segue into...
Very good. Thank you, guys. And again, we're bringing the county out to the public now, because everybody uses some type of communication, whether it be a laptop, phone. It's just amazes me. Someday I'll learn to use one.
All right, good evening. I'm Matt Pizarski, the Planning Director for Cumberland County, and I have Elena Gable, our Assistant Planning Director. And we have a brief presentation on the components of the Cumberland County Mid-County Park and Fairgrounds Master Plan, which is on the website. The plan incorporates a variety of sections. We go through the background information that was collected and used as the basis for the recommendations. Those were meshed with site analysis assessments, either done in-house or by other entities. And then section 3 are the recommendations based on the assessments and background research.
So the goals of the overarching goals of the plan are shown on the slide: to create a park that can be used throughout the year for a variety of events and uses, improve utility infrastructure and facilities of the existing fairgrounds, develop the west side of Marias Avenue with appropriate passive recreational amenities, and to consider administrative recommendations and staffing. So existing conditions. So we looked at some mapping tools. This is showing an aerial map of the fairgrounds and the 2 properties across Marias Avenue that the county does own. You can see on property A, that's the existing fairgrounds, and then there's B and C, and both the county owns both of those properties. The map in the middle kind of shows the existing land uses in the area. So the yellow is residential, the pink is commercial, the green is forested area, the purple is a cemetery, the light brown is farmland, and the teal color is potential wetland areas. And then the last map is showing the kind of the regional location of where the Mid-County Park is. So in the dark blue outlined in black, that's our property. Across Carmel Avenue is a wildlife management area. The dark green shows all the parks in the area. The teal color, municipal parks, and then the brown color are nonprofit preserved areas as well. So we also, in doing our baseline conditions, we reviewed the county's planning documents and also Millville City's planning documents. So Millville did a comprehensive master plan in 2005. They had a reexamination report in 2012. And then in 2017, they adopted a new land use plan element. For the county's master plan, we went all the way back to 1966, where we looked at their open space and recreation plan at that time. We looked at the 1970 Mid-County Park concept, kind of looking all through the years at different documents that were prepared by the county that help inform some of the basis of our recommendations. And so what this slide is showing here is the map on the left. That is from the 1966 master plan. So it actually says on the plan, I don't know, you can't see my mouse, but in the dark green area says proposed location of the fairgrounds and Mid-County Park plan. The middle map is showing the proposed concept for those two properties across Marias Avenue, properties B and C. The top right is from the bikeway inventory, and then the bottom right is Millville's land use plan element. And so the land use plan element in dark green shows parks for the Mid-County Park. And so it's just kind of showing the locations of how everything kind of comes together and is in harmony with one another. And then for site analysis.
And just as a little bit of background, so the Mid-County Park was acquired by the county in the late 60s. And it is the primary open space property owned by the county. We've heard a lot that there's not a county park system per se in Cumberland County, but Cumberland County does own a park, and this is it. These three parcels on either side of Marias Avenue, it's referred to as the Mid-County Park because it's geographically in the center of the county, on the northern end of the city of Millville. So when we look at site analysis, some of the things we looked at were existing infrastructure, the electric, the utilities, and the architectural components that are currently existing on the property, which are exclusively on the fairgrounds parcel, and then circulatory plans, not only between the three parcels themselves, but the surrounding road system. So, the size of the road system, the intent of the road system, and how you would get from, let's say, public transit to the park system. We then looked at the needs assessment. So there were a variety of outreach efforts done over the last 24 months with municipalities and with event organizers, so people who have used the fairgrounds in the past. And some of the things that they have noted would be nice new amenities, or that they, if they were installed at the fairgrounds, would improve their programming in some way. And so we conducted interviews for those. And also for those who have not used the fairgrounds but would potentially use the fairgrounds if new amenities were created on site. And that leads us to the recommendations. We broke the recommendations into three categories. So immediate recommendations that we feel confidently that would have direct impact on programming at the fairgrounds and the park in general, and can be completed in 1 to 3 years. And those would include things like utility improvements, electrical upgrades. The county has been working with the health department on improvements to the Red Building to be used as a mobile vaccination site should some pandemic ever happen again. Changes to the programming related to events, so allowing for limited camping on site, improved signage, improved entrance and ticket booth, surveillance systems and security, PA systems, improvements to the fencing, trail development on the sites on the west side of Marias Avenue, grandstand improvements, and again, utilities. And those are specified in more detail in the actual document. Additionally, we looked at things like adding water fountains to the fairgrounds, bike racks. There are no bike racks out at the Mid-County Park. Renovations to existing buildings, improvements as far as signage and trails for horseback riding, which is heavily utilized by 4-H, and then looking at access to Site C, which is a landlocked parcel owned by the county but could be accessed through the Jewish cemetery, which is in front of it, and is along Marias Avenue. Additionally, we've had programs at the fairgrounds in the past that have been challenged with catering and how to provide food services. And so one of the things that we also looked at is the viability of putting in commercial kitchen operation or some type of commercial kitchen out there to improve food, providing food for different events. We then move on to intermediate recommendations. These are recommendations which would be nice. That potentially have grant funding available to us to apply for, and that could be completed in the next 4 to 7 years. So we looked at additional signage, improvements to the parking area, improvements to the stage and lawn area at the fairgrounds, a loop trail system that would better connect all 3 parcels, improvements for pedestrian bicycle access along Marias Avenue, maybe a disc golf course on sites B and C, which are on the west side of Marias, additional improvements to the grandstand beyond those that are made in the immediate recommendations, potentially a mountain bike trail, picnic pavilions, improvements that would allow for additional camping options, and then ongoing planning initiatives. And then strategic considerations that would be, 8, 10, or more years out. We looked at there is a strong interest and use of the fairgrounds for equine programming. There is the Dream Park in Gloucester County that provides high-end facilities for equine operations, but definitely the fairgrounds can play a role in providing local equine facilities, and we should look at how those can be additionally improved upon. If there is an opportunity for children's programming and amenities like a playground or a safety town, something like that out there, that would be a good location for it. Some of the things that were brought up in the outreach that we ultimately determined were either a long stretch or needs additional research, or maybe this site isn't the best for those specific recommendations, would be things like a dog park, a splash park, intramural sports fields, high rope, and then overflow parking. So those were areas that we felt, if we do want to go in that direction, additional research needs to be done on that. And then additionally, the report is so large because we felt it was important to include as much information as we could into the ultimate document. So the appendices are pretty extensive. They include the preliminary assessment report related to sites B and C that were done by T&M Associates and are still being done. In fact, there's a resolution on your agenda tonight for additional work related to that assessment report. That's a requirement for the grant funds that would be used to provide trail development there. The condition assessment report that was completed by Clark Hayden Hintz in 22, and the outreach and public engagement report by Clark Hayden Hintz from 22, and the grandstand structural condition assessment report that was done as part of a separate grant to try to find funds to repair or replace the grandstands that are out there. And all of that relates directly to the park system and the 3 parcels, and we felt it was important to include. And that is the report in a nutshell.
Okay.
All right.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
Do I have a motion and second to open public comment on resolutions only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Anyone wish to step? Oh. Robin, you can speak?
No.
State your name, address, and 5 minutes, please.
Good evening, I'm Nancy Ridgway from Upper Deerfield and Fairfield Township. On Resolution 2024-209, it's a resolution appointing and reappointing members of the Disabled Advisory Council. And you've talked a lot about how hard it is to get volunteers to sit on these committees and boards and councils. And this young lady that you're appointing this evening came to me, and we looked at the resolution, and I don't understand why it's a 1-year term, and it commenced on December the 1st of 2023. And we're just now doing the resolution March of 2024. She put in her application or whatever she had to do, and she's never heard from them. She doesn't know where the meetings are or what time the meetings are or anything. And that's a problem when you want to get people to volunteer. And it should be looked into and addressed. We don't have to get Barbara up here. On Resolution 2019-2024, 219, this is a resolution affirming an emergency to exist relative to replacement of a 48-inch corrugated metal pipe under the shoulder and partial travel lane of Steep Run Road, County Road 633, Commercial Township, and affirming the repair thereof. I read this resolution. When I got to the second paragraph, I was intrigued. Whereas said collapse is an immediate danger and an issue of health and safety for motorists, the general public, and surrounding properties that may be affected by blocked water flow and must be repaired immediately. Excuse me, but that's very interesting. That you do not want to flood these people's property, but it's okay to flood my property. So I guess the people in Commercial Township with their septic and private water wells are more important than the people in Upper Deerfield with septic and private water wells that get flooded. And I think that's called discrimination. Thank you.
Anyone else? Please, sir. State your name.
You can all hear me from my voice very loud. My name is Blake Maloney. I'm a resident of Upper Deerfield Township and been involved in the county in a number of different areas through the years. And what I was wondering on the park system, has any thought or given to, how much thought has been given to the funding, what you're going to be looking for over the next 1 to 3 years as far as how much money you're looking out there to reach and get funding for? Have you established any kind of data on that as of yet? Which I didn't read anything in the report on that.
Well, let's just wait till
We'll
after.
wait till all the public, yeah. We'll answer your question in a minute, sir. We're just going to finish with all
Okay.
the
Try to go
public
through
comment.
the comment and then
Okay,
respond at the
That's
end.
what we hit, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Thank you, Mr. Maloney.
Okay.
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, so we have Three questions here. 209, 219, I didn't really understand the question on 219, and the funding.
Well, I think there's still concerns that there's still flooding in Upper Deerfield. Is that the issue?
It's next to her property.
That's
the
It's
property,
been looked at over the years.
That's the question then?
times,
Okay.
so-
Right.
On my property.
Is there, and I know that that's been something that Ms. Ridgway has specifically experienced for a number of years.
Before, right, okay.
Do we have any feedback about that from?
It was looked into several
Correct.
years ago. Ms. Ridgway could tell you all the details. It was studied, and they, and if I misspoke, the bottom line is that it was, I guess, not caused by whatever the county did. It's the road that if you drive through, exactly the road. Burlington Road, and it's where the bridge was out for a while. There was a lot of work done there. Ms. Ridgway, you want to chime in? It was done right along the property. Right along your property, right along.
Doug Whitaker had answered that question
It was
previously.
looked at like maybe 2-3 years ago. When I first got on the board, they looked at it, and I guess it wasn't looked at later, I'm not sure, but it was looked at least once. It was looked into how the flooding was from, how additional flooding or how it affected her property, so.
And the response was what?
Doug Whitaker gave his response.
He's online.
Right.
Yeah.
Is Doug
I
on?
think I circulated his report to
Yes, you
this
did.
board within the last 6 months.
Yes, you have.
I'd just like to see it reiterated, just for Ms. Ridgway at this point.
I just don't have it at my fingertips.
Yeah, no, understood.
But I can make that
Mr. Whitaker, are you online?
Yes, sir.
Could you please answer the question on Ms. Ridgway's property, please?
During the construction of the minor bridge on Burlington Road, just south of Irving Avenue, because of the city of Bridgeton's utilities in the roadway, the temporary bypass could not be put at the proper elevation for the stream bed. So during the actual construction, the stream elevation was raised. I don't remember the exact elevation, but it was somewhere between 6 inches and a foot during the actual construction phase.
Okay.
Following the completion of the existing structure, it returned to its original elevation. The DEP was actually called to reconstruction to review what we were doing, and found that basically we had not elevated the stream except for during the actual construction phase.
Okay, and so now it is back to normal, is that your report?
Yes, and it has been since the construction completed however many years ago.
Ms. Ridgway, is that also your experience?
Hold on. Who approved, the DEP approved the construction?
Yes, we had, much like on most of our waterway projects, we had to get DEP permits to remove or replace the structure. Like I said, during the actual construction phase, the temporary bypass, which was in the form of a pipe, could not be put at the bottom of the stream elevation because
The city
of
utilities
Bridgeton
were in
has
the way.
various water and sewer lines in the area. But the new structure is put back at the bottom of the existing structure, the permanent structure, was constructed at the bottom stream elevation as it was prior to the replacement.
Was this done by an outside contractor or by us?
No, this was contracted. I could get you the exact date, but it's been several years ago.
Right. Okay. All right. Very good.
But the pipe that what we were talking about,
Right.
besides Miss Ridgway, is that was an emergency. They crushed it. You guys know the road was ejected, so that's why it was tackled.
I think we can revisit this and just see. If the DEP made the approval, I don't know how you get away with it, but we'll take a look at it again. Ms. Ridgway will take a look at this again.
Is your property still flooding, Ms. Ridgway?
I have pictures from Saturday.
Okay.
Disgusting.
All right. Did you support him to the county?
No, but I have five years worth of pictures.
Well, just something recent would be adequate enough to get to the engineer.
Well,
Okay.
I think that
The
we'd
only
like,
thing I can say is this, okay? The sewer line, there was an agreement with Bridgeton to remove the sewer line and the water lines. The Bridgeton was going to pay for it. County decided not to do it. He's saying the bridge was installed back to the original level. It never was. I was here, it's all on the record that from day one, I complained about the flooding, and the flooding continued even after the bridge was completed. The water never went back down to where it was supposed to be. And your engineer and Kim Wood and Mrs. Strickland, that was an attorney for the county, all came out there. One time, I complained for 103 days before anybody would come on my property and look at the damage, and the damage is continuing.
All right, Mrs. Ridgway, we're going to revisit this. All right, 209.
That was regarding the park.
Regarding, yes.
Where did Matt go? Matt, would you like to come and respond? And thank you for your question, Mr. Maloney. I'll just chat while Matt's on his way up, but we do have funding, as he said, to complete.
No, 209 was the appointments.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Funding of the, so 209 is
Yeah. Looks like a typo.
All right, 209, that's for the appointments.
And also, I would like to say that as for all the appointments, not just on this board, but Ms. Ridgway, that was something that I was concerned about, as we have been appointing people to different committees, that they, you know, at the very, very beginning, they were not being contacted. And so at this point in time, I have worked with Ms. Codispati and some of our other staff here at the county to make sure that after people are appointed and after the resolution is passed, that they are contacted and they are given the information for when and where the meetings are.
Thank you.
Let's speak to this.
Hi, Barbara from the Department of Aging. Yeah, the reason why this was held up a little bit, you know, in January initially January, but I know that the commissioners was interested because the council was new to the commissioners, and they had asked for some additional information on the members that are on the committee. So I had to provide that background information on them, because that's a concern on who they're appointing and reappointing. So I did provide all that information. I had a discussion with Commissioner Romero, who's not here, and Director Cilio. We had a little bit of discussion. The new member, even though there wasn't an active board, we did have a meeting, and I thought that the staff person in charge had contacted the person that was going to be on, you know, admitted as just to appointed, just to learn about the committee, to have some contact, but I did not check, and apparently she wasn't contacted, so I apologize for that. But she will be contacted once the appointment is done. She will be contacted as to when the meetings are held. They're not held every month, so it's not a monthly meeting.
That's another issue.
And that has kind of been sort of our best practice with appointing people, as I said, after the resolutions are passed, then those people are contacted for whatever committee that they're on.
Right.
But we do ask for their resumes, and we do ask for some background, and if they're showing up for their appointments and so forth. Because if they don't do so, then we want to find out why. In this particular case, she was never notified. But we have a lot of other applicants who come in for board, want to be on board members, and all of a sudden don't show, and then are absent on several occasions, and then, of course, we have to look otherwise. Thank you very much.
Okay.
The last one would be the funding, 1 to 3 years.
Correct.
Brings Matt back up again for the show.
So, and we have prioritized the immediate recommendations, which are the most concurrent, so the 1 to 3 years. And we did estimate, rough estimate, total cost for everything in the immediate recommendations would be roughly $2.7 million to implement. And thanks to the commitment of this board towards recreational opportunities in Cumberland County, we either have secured or are in the process of applying for $936,000 in grant funds, which would leave a remainder of roughly $1.75 million, of which the remaining ARPA funds held by the county would cover that expense. So, provided that all the grants come in, everything in the immediate recommendation category is funded or could be funded and can be implemented within the next 12 months. We've concentrated on immediate, and so we have not spent a lot of time looking at later categories, but as soon as those are completed, then we will move on to the next category.
And I think it's been my experience, but I think it's safe to say it shows with the public as well. As we've been working on this project, other opportunities have been coming up in our discussions. So I do feel confident that we, are continuously finding the funding for those future projects. What was selected as the first phase was really about public safety, to be on the grounds and to be around the facilities, to make sure that it was safe, first of all, before we were able to build out and develop and really make this into something special for the community.
Mr. Maloney, does that satisfy you?
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect, perfect, good, thank you. Thank you, Matt. Okay. Madam Clerk?
Do I have a motion and second to vote by consent agenda on resolutions 2024-182 through 2024-210?
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments? Commissioner Albrecht?
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Do I have a motion and second to adopt resolutions 2024-182 through 2024-210 by consent?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-211, resolution awarding contracts for supplying and delivering toner cartridges, OEM only, no substitutes for Cumberland County, and the Cumberland County Cooperative Contract Pricing System Identifier. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Commissioner Albrecht?
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-212, resolution awarding contract for lease of county-owned farmlands located near to Cumberland Manor, bid number 24-09. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Just a comment real quick. Before we started, for several years now, we've had inquiries from other people about this land, using it. Speaking to the solicitor this morning, or just before the meeting, that person it's the village out there, the old Dutch village, did not respond. So he's been asked several times or to put stuff in, work in Hopewell Township, but I heard he hasn't. So
At this point, this is the single overture you have to make use of this.
so I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
So yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-213, resolution authorizing the award of a non-fair and open contract with Q's and Forth Development Incorporated for software support and maintenance services for the Q's and Forth's computerized dispatch system at the Cumberland County 911 Emergency Communications Center and Sheriff's Department. Do I have a motion and second?
So second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-214, resolution awarding a contract for providing various youth services for the Cumberland County Youth Services Advisory Council, RFP number 24-10. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
This is a question on the where the money's being spent. The Girl Scout troop is central and southern New Jersey. Is our money going to be, it's going to two central Jerseys, their district, whatever. Why is our money being shipped up towards central Jersey and not just hanging around in southern Jersey, their district?
Are they cooperative? Is a
I have
question.
no idea.
I believe the local Girl Scout troops are part of that
Right, I think it's their cooperative.
umbrella
Yeah.
organization.
Well,
So for what it's worth, I know this is one of Melissa Niles, and I'm not sure if she's here.
She's not in.
So when this is a part of a grant fund that she gets for the benefit of Cumberland County. So when she puts the RFP out, it'll specify that it must be for the benefit of the Cumberland County youth. So the organization may be titled Central and Southern, but it has to be benefiting the county.
Right.
Did any other organizations apply for this at all?
Usually we state it in the resolution, we should list out all those that did apply. The ones that are in the parentheses in the title are the ones that are being awarded, so it goes through a scoring process.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-215, resolution approving change order number 2 to the professional service contract to conduct a preliminary assessment for Mid-County Park to construct a 5.2-mile permanent trail system, RFP number 23-24. Do I have a motion and second?
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes, with a comment. It looks like a heavy increase.
It does.
An 88% increase, but it's only $4,800, and the actual bid was not that great to begin with. So this is for, again, for the Mid-County Park project, which we're speaking of today. So just don't let that 88% fool you.
And this is for the planning of really what extends it and makes it
Exactly.
into something that the entire community can utilize.
So, okay, anyway, yes.
Resolution 2024-216, resolution declaring a 2013 Ford E450 minibus VIN number 1FD-FE4FS7DDB 04930 used by the Cumberland County Area Transit System as surplus and unneeded property and authorizing disposition via Gov Deals online auction. Do I have a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
All right, I raised this point 2 weeks ago about using this for other purposes. I called Neil Riley about it to see what condition was it. I never got a chance to get over there to take a look at it, so I have no feedback whatsoever. I'll rely on the CATS people that they say this is not. Here's a fleet vehicle with 229,000 miles. This is
Commissioner, Tony Romero and I both took a look at the vehicle. It's basically stated as disrepair. It does look like it's in some condition. We'll set it up for auction and we'll take it from there. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, so you say it's in some disrepair.
It's in some disrepair. It can be fixed, but it may not be, the cost to fix it may not be the interest of the county at this point in time, especially for insurance reasons. So we'll take a hard look at it and see if it's available for some other.
We're not taking a hard look at it. We're going to send it off to gov.deals to get sold. So I don't get that. So
thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah,
I'm asking questions right now.
No,
so.
I know you already asked that last week, 2 weeks ago, and it was looked into.
Yeah.
Both by myself and Tony Romero.
So what was the verdict?
And the verdict is that the vehicle should not be.
All right, then it's no. My vote is no.
Okay. Okay.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-217, resolution authorizing increase of monetary ceiling for legal expenses in the litigation matter of CCJ Energy Partners, LLC versus Cumberland County, docket number CUML 713-20, in accordance with NJAC 5:30-5.3 through NJAC 5:3-5.5. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Mr. Carr, we got into this, the CCJ, and we're increasing the amount of money again. Is there any progress being made at all on this deal?
There's upcoming mediation and an expert report that's recently been rendered to get ready for that.
Can we, since the board has changed a little to CCI, can we reach out to CCI? I know they're not, they've been relegated to side. We may sue them later on or whatever we're going to do. Is there any chance of trying to settle this thing with the cooperation of, with the cooperation of the CCIA, because they got us into this thing? Is there any chance of actually sitting down, talking with them, and figure out a solution to this problem without, because it keeps going on and on and on?
I can't contemplate a way to answer that fully in public, but I'm happy to have that conversation with you.
Well, Director, could we sit down with CCIA about the CCJ, which I mean, there is fault there, there's some changes in the
I would
board.
caution that this is litigation.
This is not something we should,
I'm asking, can we sit down
we
with them?
can make a sit down, but right now, this type of situation with this particular litigation is too
Well, you're asking me now to approve.
touchy-feely
You're
to,
asking me to approve, and I guess it's just me, to approve another increase to these guys, which when we got into this, we thought we were very positive where we're standing. Is or isn't making progress. There's been some rulings, it's public rulings on this that I'll say, maybe you could correct me, that we've had, that went against us. And so I'm asking the director and this board to consider actually sitting down with CCIA, with these guys, and figuring out a solution to this that litigate it anymore.
all right, so noted,
Okay.
Commissioner, so noted. Thank you.
Commissioner Albrecht.
No.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-218, resolution amending Resolution 2024-118, awarding a contract for providing a probation enrichment and transportation program with life skills component for the Cumberland County Youth Services Advisory Council, RFP 23-59, resubmission. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-219, resolution affirming emergency to exist relative to repair replacement of a 48-inch corrugated metal pipe under the shoulder and partial travel lane of Steep Run Road, Commercial Township, and affirming the repair thereof. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
I agree with this. I was asked, this is just for the board to know, I was asked by Commercial Township, they requested the idea of putting a rail, I'm drawing a lack of a term, but a guardrail around this area because they say it's pretty steep. I asked Doug Whitaker if he could look into if it needs it there. He said there's a procedure that will actually define if it's allowed or not. I just wanted to make you aware that the mayor of Commercial Township asked us to look at that, so, and he is. So hopefully, if he comes to the determination we need it, he'll come back to us, and if we can agree on put that rail up. If not, just know it's being asked about. So,
Commissioner Albrecht.
yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
My vote is yes, and with the comment that I'm glad that as a county and under this administration, we are learning from the mistakes of the past. I apologize that Ms. Ridgway is still experiencing issues, and I do trust that this county will look into that and solve it. I have myself been a victim to this kind of issue in the county back, I'm going to say maybe about 10 years ago. On a county road, there was substantial flooding, and it went into our farm, and it rendered 2 acres of farmland unusable. And that's kind of a big hurt when you're talking about a small family farm. So Ms. Ridgway, I absolutely understand your pain and your issue. The county didn't fix my issue either. We ended up having to spend about $30,000 to make our own drainage. That was a personal business expense. So I very much understand your plight. I'm glad that we are making this move to make sure that we don't continue to have issues like this around the county. So my vote is absolutely yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-220, resolution authorizing the award of a non-fair and open contract for Minute Track System per quote Q295698 for the County of Cumberland. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
And just for people to understand that we have a system that we do these packets that are done, I guess, pretty archaic. We haven't upgraded the system to do that in 10 years. So it's pretty outdated. And one of the things when I last year asked what we could do to improve the delivery of information to us and to the public, it was proposed that maybe we should look at upgrading. So I appreciate that this is being done. Hopefully there'll be more additional
things involved in this will help us get the information out to people better, because we'll have the technology to do it. So I'm glad to see this is on the agenda. So the vote is yes. Sorry.
I think that was a yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-221, resolution authorizing grant application to the New Jersey Office of the Attorney General for sub-grant under the FFY 23 Victims of Crime Act grant program. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-222, resolution authorizing application to an agreement with the New Jersey Department of Health for the mini grant for the Senior Citizen Farm Market Voucher Program. Do I have a motion and
So
second?
moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
My vote is yes. I do have a question, though. I apologize, but this is a voucher for them to be able to use where? I know it used to be in the county farm market that we had in the Cumberland Mall, but I believe we're no longer going further with that. So where are they using this voucher?
They can use them at any of the approved, any farm market in the county that's actually gone to the State Department of Agriculture to request to be part of the program.
Okay.
It's a WIC program, but it's for seniors, and only during the summer. They get, it's a $50 voucher that they get to use at any farm market for Jersey fresh produce.
Okay.
Where are the locations actually?
Well, that's what I was just going to ask. I'm assuming it's listed on your website, correct?
Yeah, we haven't gotten them back from the state yet. We will get them from the state, and then we give that, everybody that gets a voucher gets a packet of, some health information we give them, and we give them a list of all of the farm markets, not even in the county, but there's some that are right over in Salem, county, especially in North Vineland.
Maybe like right over in Atlantic County, like Mazzarelli's or something?
Yeah, that's that we give people, because people go there for
How
that.
do you contact them? How do you contact them with the locations? Because probably the seniors are not using.
Well, that's what she said. When they apply for the program, they're given a packet with the list of
They've
locations.
got it all, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The follow-up question is that, can we as a county provide signage to those participating farm markets to, ask them to display it as a way of?
The state, because they get approved through the State Department of Agriculture, and the state provives the signs for them to post in their locations.
Very good.
Okay.
Can those locations be, if I missed it?
They are on your website, correct?
They are on the website?
Yeah, we will put them on the website when we have it. And even with the new website, we can even put that as part of that front page where people can
Right.
click a link, and then they know how to apply for them too. So.
Very good. Thank you so much. Yes, my vote is yes.
Commissioner Sorrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-223, resolution supporting Cumberland County Nab Avenue Extension Project. Do I have a motion and
So
second?
moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
I just to make a comment about this. I was at the City of Millville. This is a request because we're trying to find funding for the Nab Avenue extension, which is very important to. It's actually was the #1 economic development project, and as a request back from the congressman was that we support this project and actually put a resolution in to support it. The City of Millville followed through and did it their last meeting. We're doing it tonight. I don't know if, I think Fairfield is also doing it. They did it already. I don't know if Lawrence Township also did it, but this is where the counties come together as a group to show that we're behind this project, a necessary project that's been talked for over 15 years and get it done. This board is actually getting it done with cooperation with the municipalities, and now we're reaching out to get the funding for it, and this is part of that, to try to find the funding to get this done. So thanks. My vote is yes.
Commissioner Lodes?
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Sorrow? Commissioner Marchand?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Director Soleo?
Yes.
Resolution 2024-224, resolution accepting the 2024 Mid-County Park and Fairgrounds Master Plan. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Yeah, I have some comments on this plan. So the overall the overall project, and reading is the plan, is a good plan, and a lot of the details and the intermediate goals. But as I counted how many studies have been done to get us to this point, 9 studies over since 1966 have been completed to get to us. You mentioned this is the only central park that we have. They bought it, and we've been striving, but we still don't have a park system per se. That I think and I'm glad the question Mr. Maloney asked about funding. We have to, if we're going to do this, I'm tired of, let's come back 3 years from now and another group is sitting up here and there's another plan presented of what we do next. That let's start getting out of the planning stages, and I'm not knocking Matt for doing it because it's a good plan and a good start and a direction. But let's go even a step further. We put a person in place. Let's create this, which was talked about in the plan. Let's create this Parks and Recreation group. And I'll go back to my history. This county one time had a planning and economic development side by side, a department by itself, which had both sides. Let's plan it out. Let's create the economic development engine to make it happen. Let's make it work. Let's do this. And along with that, let's consider a long-term financing of this or investment in this. And I don't know if it's done at the county level. Maybe Matt can get back up there. But the city of Bridgeton just passed, I guess, open space. It's allowed in the state of New Jersey a 1 cent or up to 2 cent fee or tax that would help support open space development, park system development. And I don't know if it's allowed at the county level. Maybe they could ask them. But this will allow us to put our money where our mouth is. If we're going to develop this and do this, not make this the 10th plan and then the next one the 11th plan or the 12th plan, that we actually put teeth into what we're doing. So when we decide to do something, we actually get it done and get it moving. I'll give you an example. We talked about, actually Matt mentioned it, the horse building, the building to do indoor events, concert events or whatever. When we saw that study that came out a year ago that I thought was a pipe dream, part of that was to put up a building and to do indoor-outdoor events. And I'm looking at it like, this is way out. This is not even a thing we could think about. But then I was at one of the horse shows, and I asked the question, where are you guys going next? This is 4-H, and they were doing their show. Where are you going next? Oh, we're going to go to Gloucester because they have this building that they can do events in. And I go, so everybody goes there? Says, yeah, all the horse people, I guess from Central Jersey, South Jersey, go there. So in my own mind, I was like, well, why?
Director, wrap it up, please. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Aren't we putting in $1.7 million? So in other words, we're moving forward.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Excuse me, did we take money from out of the money we put aside, which was over $3 million, we took to balance our budget, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so we took money, which is every board does, and we did it for a wise reason.
Well, we're putting 1.7 into this now, right now.
Yeah, for now. I'm talking about the future. Do you understand?
Well, why don't you start now?
Well, the future is the good. All right, quick point of order. Do I have a second on a motion?
We did.
We did that weird.
I'm not finished what I'm saying. Can I please finish?
Just wrap it up.
All right, so what I've suggested is that we just did it now. We did it now, and because that's the money we put aside. Actually, the commission before us put more money aside to do it, and we took it because it was convenient. It's what we had to do to make a decision. Next year, it could be another choice, and we put this on the side, which is what I'm making a point of is that we have this plan, and we stop implementing it. We get off the side because we can't do it this year. So instead, let's look ahead and say, yeah.
It's not worth it. Go ahead.
All right.
So,
Listen. Call.
It might be a time.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Is that in the Route Rules of Orders that we're being timed?
We set this. I set this way back that was a minute and a half comment on the resolutions. You've gone way beyond your resolution time. So if you want to speak, all right, wrap it up. I was being polite to say wrap it up. So you're holding up the rest of the commissioners from casting their
I'm
votes.
sorry about you have this agenda you have to go to, this meeting, so, right, because that's what we're here for every 2 weeks, to make decisions and tell the
I'm
public
not
what
here
we're
to
doing.
talk. I'm not here to scuffle with you.
And I'm not going to scuffle with you.
All right,
The
so-
bottom line is I'm trying to make a point, but I guess it doesn't go so deaf ears.
Commissioner, point of order, please. Okay. All right, call the roll, please, for again.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
My vote is yes, with the comment that I am glad that we have looked at the past plans that have happened, and Commissioner Albrecht, to your point, you are correct, that there have been many administrations that have come through this building and through this county that have looked at recreation, that have looked at parks, and we have seen, and this is a big reason why I believe that you got involved, and myself as well, that we weren't seeing action. And now I'm so happy that under this administration we are seeing action, that we do have a significant investment from the county, and that things are happening. This is not just a recommendation. We are in fact voting on the plan to approve and take action on these steps. And this is just phase 1, and we are actively working on phase 2, 3, and 4. I, for one, from the meetings that I have sat in and what I have heard, I'm very excited to see what comes next. And I know that as long as this administration is here, that we are going to keep this charge moving forward in a very positive direction to continue to see action in recreation in Cumberland County. My vote is yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Of course, yes.
Resolution 2024-225, resolution authorizing amendments to the shared service agreements between the County of Cumberland and the cities of Bridgeton, Millville, and Vineland concerning Code Blue warming shelters. Do I have a motion and a
So
second?
moved. Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-226, resolution approving Cumberland change order number 2 to contract for acquisition and installation of 700 megahertz radio system for the Office of Emergency Management. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-227, resolution awarding fair and open professional service contract for providing legal services as defense counsel for the Cumberland County Workers' Compensation Program, RFP 23-69, resubmission. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
No.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
I want to make one comment. There are some firms on this particular resolution that are still receiving funds. They are basically holdovers from previous administrations that were on the hire. Those contracts, as soon as they are finalized, they will no longer be used in our pool of attorneys. So at this point in time, to settle the debts, yes.
Resolution 2024-228, resolution awarding fair and open professional service contracts for providing legal services for criminal defense for the County of Cumberland, RFP 23-65, resubmission. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
No.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-229, resolution awarding fair and open professional service contracts for providing labor counsel and labor law-related services for the County of Cumberland, RFP 23-66, resubmission. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Stayed.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-230, resolution awarding fair and open professional service contract for providing litigation services counsel for the County of Cumberland, RFP 23-67, resubmission. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
No.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-231, resolution assigning Kavanaugh & Kavanaugh to provide legal services for civil commitments and representation of the County of Cumberland and the County Adjuster's Office. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yeah, make a comment on this, and I've made this comment in the past, that I think we can do this in-house. We don't have to farm it out to this law firm or any other law firm. So my answer is no.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-232, resolution declaring the month of April 2024 as National Alcohol Awareness Month and April 19, 2024 as World Purple Day. Do I have a motion and second?
Motion. Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
My vote is absolutely yes. I hope that everyone will participate in this and have the difficult conversations that are out there to promote alcoholism awareness.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-233, resolution consenting to the Cumberland County Improvement Authority awarding a contract to Colliers Engineering and Design for the wetlands delineation and letter of interpretation for proposed Cumberland, Gloucester, Salem Regional Jail. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes, and with the comment on this, really, it's very simple. This is the first start to the new regional jail, and it's something that's very exciting to the county to help alleviate some of the bleeding that this county's gone through. We have done a decent job of getting this taken care of in a very short period of time. This goes back to Commissioner Albrecht as well, when he first started the idea, and we are continuing forward, and we're going to continue forward in this administration as well. And it's definitely a yes.
Resolution 2024-234, resolution ratifying authorization for Stan Fields, Chief Information Security Officer, Cumberland County Department of Information Technology, to effectuate enrollment with Apple Developer Program for the county website Citizen Request mobile app. Do I have a motion and second?
I'll make the motion.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-235, resolution authorizing assignment of the litigation matter of Don Fauerbach versus Cumberland County of Cumberland, Cumberland County Department of Health et al., Superior Court of New Jersey, Cumberland County Law Division, docket number CUM-L 101-24. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-236, resolution authorizing and approving class settlement in the litigation matter of Brown Clark et al. Versus Charles Warren, U.S. District Court, docket number 1:20-CV-7907. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Albrecht.
It's actually a good deal. This is finally coming to where we're at. This is something that we've been taking one step at a time to get these, to handle all the problems we have with the jail. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty with the settlement of the class action lawsuit. It's a good day, because one thing at a time, another thing is falling, because we've been putting the pieces together of our jail. The director mentioned the Salem County and Gloucester, our combination there for the Salem County Jail. But our report from our director of the jail, how we scored, how well the jail is maintained, our union contract being settled, every little step, and this is the next step in that. It's great to see. So, yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Marchand.
Mr. Ridgway, if you could just speak to a minute about how this is going to be paid. I think it's being broken up.
3 installments, $300,000 each. It gets charged to our trust fund reserves. So the first one's due basically within 5 days of the settlement.
Last Friday.
The payment should be made Thursday is when I'm anticipating the wire. The next one is December 31st, and then December 31st of the following calendar year.
Thank you. My vote is yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Director Soleo.
Yes, and just to piggyback on Art's, Commissioner Marchand and Commissioner Walbrecht, this is some of the bleeding that I just spoke about. This is a very good milestone for us as a county. This is going to save us a good deal of money, but I know as soon as I mention money, Ridgeway starts to get all, happy and stuff. Especially when we're saying. So, but this is something that's a very positive thing for the county. And again, we've worked hard on this for some time. Again, to the attorneys who worked on this and to John Carr, who has also done really well with this, as well as the rest of the staff who's put their 2 cents in and got things done. So I want to thank you all.
Director, if I may?
Yes.
One question?
Yes, please.
Is insurance involved in this all? At all?
I believe so, no. Just attorney speak.
Yeah.
No, I mean, when I say insurance, are we covered for any of it?
Not on the claim that got settled here now.
Okay.
Just on the call.
That's all. All right, thank you.
And then, yeah, we paid our
Yes. So council fees, our council fees.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
One more thing.
I was impressed that you guys got done 2 presentations in less time than I did last 2 weeks ago. So that was
Shows
cool.
room for improvement for you.
I know. Was every time? Okay.
I'm timing you, buddy. I'm timing you, buddy. Good.
So we began the month of February with a cash balance at $23,449,086.53, cash receipts at $37,592,675.54, and then disbursements of $25,382,984.58, ending the month of February with a cash balance of $35,658,777.49. Itemized list of investments still totaling the same of $61,962,332.59. So 2 weeks ago, we introduced the budget. The next day, I submitted it to the state. So the plan is that the public hearing is going to be on April 9th. I just want to give it can happen where the state examiner may not get to it in time. It hasn't happened since I've been here, but it has happened to other municipalities and counties. So in the event that happens, I'll inform the board. What that means is the public hearing still occurs as it would. It would just prevent us from adopting. I don't foresee that happening, but it is a possibility. If that happens, of course, I'll be corresponding with you guys. The budget has been advertised in the Daily Journal, South Jersey Times. A copy of that and the presentation are on the county website under the Department of Finance. However, I would like to put it on the front page, and then we can talk about some creative way that I can have an image on there. So, yeah. I have a Captain America shield at home. If we can set up something in front of the flag. And
Mr. Ridgway, we can put the lab on if you want.
Yeah, we don't have to Photoshop much. We can figure it out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Matt, question?
Please,
you went a little quick, which is unusual, but are you saying you're going to do the open, the public portion at a work session?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Will we be voting on it that night if everything goes squared away, or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
If everything goes squared away, yeah.
Thank you.
All right. With the motion and second, you can adopt and file the treasurer's report as read.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Voice vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion and second for authorizing payment of all salary and wages?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Do I have a motion and second to open public comment? On new business only.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public comment on new business.
Anybody want to make a public comment? Please, ma'am.
New business.
Can I ask for one public comment? I'm sorry, can I do that?
Sure.
Okay. From Barbara, is she still here? No, there she is. Just, and I apologize because this was something that you spoke on earlier, but can seniors still apply for the voucher program?
We haven't started the voucher program. That'll start probably in mid-May.
Just because we're televised now, would you mind just announcing to the public how they can apply if they're interested?
I don't have the income limits because it is an income limit program, but it's eligible seniors 60 and over that with their proper income qualify, and they could either call or come to our office. There are some income verification that they would have to provide.
And the number for the office is?
856-453-2220.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Okay.
My name is Donna McLean. I live at 86 Romer Road in Fairton, New Jersey. I'm coming because the road I live on, Romer Road, was resurfaced 3.5 years ago, except for like a half-a-mile portion from the main street of Fairton to where they stop. At the end of October 2023, I contacted the county road department about this because it's a county road. So I had talked to somebody in Fairfield Township, and they said that they couldn't do anything about it. I spoke with the secretary, Karen, and she advised me the road would be resurfaced shortly. Okay? And in November, I called again, and I was told again the road would be resurfaced shortly. So I asked her what was the holdup, and she said it was Verizon. They had not removed the equipment from the poles, so the poles could be moved, and then the road could be resurfaced. So I, at that time, asked her if the county engineer would call me so I could talk to him about this also. So in November, I called Verizon. It took over 2 hours till I finally got a hold that say pass you from one person to the next, yes. And they gave me a ticket number. And then within 2 days, a lineman showed up my house. He thought my lane that I was on needed the equipment taken off of that. And I explained to him, no, I'm calling about Romer Road because nobody else is concerned about this problem. So he said he would take 2 to 3 weeks and they would complete it. And they did work on a pole, I know that. In November, I had a knee surgery, so I didn't really pursue any of this anymore for a while. But in the beginning of March 5th, I spoke with somebody at Verizon. They gave me an additional ticket number, and then they said later that day they would let me know what had happened, and they said that Verizon had completed their job and the job was closed. Comcast had to remove their equipment from the poles. Okay, I called Comcast, and they gave me a ticket number. On March 7th, a lineman came, and he looked at the poles with my husband, and Verizon still had equipment on the poles.
So they never did it?
Never did it, right.
Ma'am, let me ask your question. When was the original phone call to the county? Do you recall?
The end of October.
Okay. So let's just say 10/23, okay?
Around then, yes.
And you called several times?
Yeah.
Do you recall any of the other dates or about when?
About a week later.
All right, so still in October or November?
No, in November, I think that. Okay. And then several of my friends also called too, and also got the same answer shortly.
All right. And do you happen to recall well, is Doug Whitaker still on?
Yes.
Doug, you still there? Mr. Whitaker?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You want to get through the public section? And then
I just wanted one thing. Romer Road, you said spell it for me, please.
R-A-M-A-H.
All right, okay. When we get a chance, Mr. Whitaker, you'll speak to this and get us the actual county road number, please.
692.
692? Okay. All right, ma'am, please proceed. Thank you.
So just that last week, I was on the phone for 2 hours, 35 minutes to get to the Verizon to the correct person. That's how long it takes. And
I just went through it with Comcast for almost 2 weeks, and then they said the man was going to come. The repair was between 2 and 4, and never showed up. So I get you.
And so anyway, they said that somebody would be coming to look at them and then let me know. And that was as of Tuesday of last week, and I've had nothing. But what I'm saying is it's now 3.5 years, and the rest of my road is resurfaced, but this one section, and it's full of potholes. And it needs to be done, and nobody in the county is pressing this issue.
What's the distance, ma'am?
It might be about a half a mile.
Okay, all right, very good.
Okay.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Anybody else want to come up?
Good evening again. I'm Nancy Ridgway from Upper Deerfield and Fairfield Township. Thank you. We have a problem here. I wanted to show everybody on TV the flag of the county. that we finally got. We don't have the state flag yet, but we have a county flag now, and we still have the American flag.
It's ordered, ma'am.
I know, I heard.
State flag.
The state flag. No, we have the American flag here. That's real important. That we are all Americans. Okay. We had 2 presentations this evening from employees of the county that normally don't have to do public speaking. So with Mr. Fields and his staff, Jocelyn and Robin, I want to commend them. They've done an excellent job. And then we have Elena and Matt, but they've done an excellent job with their presentations this evening. And that's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ridgway. I agree with you.
Okay, anyone else?
I had a quick question, Shaka, if I may.
Surely. Who's speaking, sir?
Marco Di Stefano.
I'm sorry,
Mike DiStefano.
Mike?
Hello, Mr. DiStefano.
No, Marco Di.
Marco?
Marco Di. Yes, Marco Di Stefano.
Di Stefano, okay. Mr. Di Stefano, can you speak up a little bit, please, so we can hear you?
Sorry, I have my Apple AirPods on and they've been having a little bit of an issue, but I'll do my best to speak up.
That's good, right there. That's perfect.
Yes, I just had a quick question about the approved outside counsel list, because I'm one of the law firms on the outside counsel list. I was wondering, all the matters that are going to be assigned, is that entirely done through the law department and Mr. Carr?
Okay, you want to repeat your question one more time? He's asking about who's being reassigned? Okay. All right.
Yes, I'm one of the owners of the law firms on the outside counsel list.
Okay.
I was just wondering, with regards to the way matters are assigned, is that done entirely through the law department and Mr. Carr?
Okay. All right. Anything else? Any other questions, sir? Or is that the only question?
No, just that.
Okay. Would you like to speak to that?
Do you want to close the
We'll
public?
wait till public is over, yeah.
Yeah, but you want to speak?
I'll speak to
Okay,
you.
okay.
No worries.
All right, if that's okay, anybody else have anything to say? Anybody online as well?
Motion to close.
Second. All in favor?
Okay. So we have 2,
May I make a comment on the problem with the road?
yeah, surely.
Okay. I just would like to tell you, a number of years ago, when I was involved with Public Works, it actually got to the point where we had to threaten to sue Verizon, okay, because of how long, and it was the same thing, it was months. And the county did make numerous calls until I made a call and threatened to sue. And because their pole was actually in the roadway, okay, and we were afraid of an accident. We told them that they would be on the hook for, litigation, and then they finally moved it. This is not uncommon for the utilities. I just want you to know that. I do believe that I'm not saying the county's doing everything, but I do believe that the county has done numerous calls, but this is not uncommon between Verizon and any of the other utilities on these poles. So I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. But I think the director will work with our engineer and see if we can expedite that.
Thank you.
Mr. Whitaker, are you online?
Yes, sir.
Romner Road, which is you mentioned Route 692. Are you familiar with that small, let's say, half-mile patch that has not been paved yet?
Yes, about half of it is currently at DOT and will be resurfaced as part of this year's overlay program.
Is that
the other half is the remainder from the railroad tracks to Main Street. There are still either 3 or 4 utility poles with wires that we have met with Comcast on site. We have had calls repeatedly with Verizon through the last several years attempting to get the work done. As Mr. Sorrow described, it's not a, they are responsible for it. We're not responsible for paying them. However, they do not answer to us, so the timeline for this type of work is generally when they feel like it, which is frustrating to the county as well as residents.
Mr. Whitaker, also, on our new updated construction format that you sent out recently, is 692 on that list?
That is the current construction list. It'll go on there. The part that will be done this year will be added once the project goes to construction phase. It's in DOT right now for approval, so I don't believe it's on there because DOT hasn't released it for us to bid yet.
Okay. Is there any expected time frame?
I hope that it would be under construction in the summer, but again, DOT has to review it, bless the plans, and release it for us to be able to bid.
Okay. Commissioner, you want to say something?
Yeah. Could someone go out there just to make sure that, there's no really deep problems?
I was just going to suggest it.
Okay.
Perfect, Commissioner, perfect. If there's any potholes there or of anything that is unsafe, can we see how that gets taken care of?
Yes, but we'll have the road department check it in the morning.
That's the only thing I'm worried about right now is people's safety.
When you turn from the main street of Fairton onto Rama Road, there's a big dip and the cars go.
Okay, we'll take a look at that. Looks like there's a corner problem as well, sir. All right, Mr. Whitaker?
Yes, sir, I'll let them know.
Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate that. And that'll get handled. We'll follow up on it. I'm not, believe me, that's one thing I drives me out of my mind.
Thank you.
Okay, then the other question was outside council list, reassignment? Who?
So the process is that consonant with New Jersey purchasing laws, we do an RFP and we have attorneys respond. Once the attorneys have responded, this office, the Office of County Counsel, makes recommendations as to the assignment of cases. And fortunately, I can say I do not do that in a vacuum, in that, of course, I have the PA who's available and interested and has an idea of which firms are the most suitable for which kinds of cases. So that's the process whereby you all get resolutions, right, where cases are assigned to confirm their assignment. That's how that process works.
Sir, are you still online?
He just
dropped? Okay, he got his answer. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Much appreciated, counsel. All right. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner reports.
Okay, who wants to start today? How about Art? Art, you got anything for us?
Sure.
Commissioner?
I mean, first, I do thank the two presentations that came before us tonight. Found them to be, of course, very informative, and everyone did a great job. Specifically, I wanted to talk about the website, though. If you haven't been on the website, I would highly recommend that you get on there and try it out. It is night and day different from the old website. I, myself, in the old website, found it difficult to find various things and items, and this new website that we have up is, I think it's fantastic. It's easy to use, it's user-friendly, and you're able to locate, at least I've been able to locate the items that I've been looking for much easier than before. And I do find it to be a lot faster and more responsive on my browser. So I do thank Stan and his staff for the hard work they put in. I find it to be commendable to be able to do that within 2 months. And I just wanted to let them know what a fabulous job that they did and what a great product they've produced. So thank you, Stan. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Taylor?
Recently, we've had 4 local women inducted into the Women's Hall of Fame, and I'd like to congratulate those women and announce who they are. We have Lisa Stewart Garrison, Dr. Christine Johnston, Dr. Dina Rossi, and Mary Rossi.
Very good, thank you. Anything else?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. Commissioner Albright.
Yeah, I just want to mention the library, the procedure, the idea of coming together for this the Sports River Library is slowly going. It's right now the next phase that actually it's in the governor's hand. He's going to make an announcement over it. The reason why I've described in the past why we're doing this, but the overall goal is that we always had this chart of that we're 21st out of 21, we're in this category. Literacy has been the idea of this, bring it out there, is that hopefully it'll improve our numbers of literacy, because there's no public library in that area, that commercial Morshire Township area, and then they have a little library in Port Norris, very little. But the idea is that extend it out there and reach out there to bring services and education, and enhance education to that area. There's no school libraries either. So that's what we're actually coming, and it's actually been for this board, the idea of supporting this. It's a good thing, a really good thing. I mentioned the prosecutor's office. We've talked about a pilot program in these various schools around here, and a lack of a community center, that we bring programs to. Well, we have the Center City School will probably be, we're talking about it now, maybe one of the first. We have actually, Ms. McCray, she's been really pushing this thing, which is really great, and bringing the resources possible that we could kick off at least a pilot in that school and then branch into other areas of the county. At the Board of Election, they expressed some of the things that they are lacking, which is space, and they asked for they need to remodel their building to make it more efficient, especially when they're counting. And I found out out of that meeting that we still have money available to. It's not enough to put up a building in the back, but we've been able to maybe renovate that space to make it more efficient. Also, maybe upgrade where we brought the juvenile detention center. We used 3,000 square feet of space, but maybe build a mezzanine to add 1,500 square feet. So maybe it's not everything they need, but they were very happy with what we could bring to the table, what this commission board has done for them to enhance their operation. And as the elections showed that we're getting information quicker because of some changes, I really kind of feel very positive about where we're going with that. I have not the report on cultural heritage, but Commissioner Rhodes may add something to that, so I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Sorrow?
Besides going to all the committee meetings that you're assigned to, which was CCIA, CCUA, the events, the thing that I want to bring up is mainly what happened last night. We were at the Southern New Jersey County Commissioners meeting. It was held in Paulsboro. And after listening to the other counties and the events they're having and the projects that they're working on, one of the things that we brought up was Fortescue, downtownship, Andes Beach, which is, of course, the wastewater plant that we're looking at. And I am personally very excited about this project. I really would like to see this go through as long as we had that funding available. And I was talking to Jane Selta last night, and I got to say something about Jane. She is working extremely hard to make this work. And I don't know if a lot of people in the county realize that when you have a project of this nature that's going to affect really the Bay Shore community, and I want to stress this a lot, that right now the septic systems at the Bay Shore community are failing. And because they're failing, they're polluting the Bay Shore area, which means the individuals that farm oysters can't do it in that area. So what happens? You lose money doing that. You have businesses that are on the verge of going out of business because of the situation that they're in. You have some state government institutions that are trying to remove individuals due to the fact of the pollution. This is why I think this project is so important. I believe that when this is done, and I believe it's going to get done, and when it's done, you're going to see a total revitalization of the Bayshore community. You're going to see businesses expand. You're going to see employment expand. I think you're going to see businesses go down there. It's going to be a win-win. And you're looking at, what's government? We talk about money. Well, you're going to talk about tax ratables. So what happens is when you improve an area of the county like this, and you have these tax ratables, what does it do? It helps the rest of the county. And I think that's very important for people to see. You talk about a library in Morristown, okay? This project here is something that, one, is going to help a lot of people. Two, it's going to help the environment. Three, it's going to increase business. Four, it's also going to increase, besides business development, but employment. So I'm really excited about this. Jane gave me more information. She seems very, very positive that everything is working that way, and I just never got a chance to tell the rest of it. But Sandy was there, Luz was there, and Miss Scott's body was there. So I appreciate that. But I think we're really heading in the right direction when it comes to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
That wasn't going to be part of my report tonight, Jimmy, but to your point, last night I did an interview with Mayor Mike Rothman and Shane Godschow from the Littoral Society, and we had that conversation, about what was going on our Bayshore communities, and, it's very easy to think of the potholes in the roads and the flooding in the roads, and those things matter. They do, and they are menacing. However, the things that we don't always think of, because we're not driving, we're not in a boat, we're not in the water, is what's happening in our Bayshore community and the way that some of the areas are kind of, the marshes are wearing away, the pollution that's going into the water. And some of those barriers are the only thing protecting South Jersey from the ocean and waves coming in and huge flooding from the next storm. So I'm glad that you brought that up, and it's something a lot of times it's out of sight, out of mind, but it's so very important that this is happening for a lot of reasons. Not only the tax ratables in those communities that have so much open space.
That's what
Right. But also protecting the oyster industry, protecting the Bayshore and the South Jersey coastal line area from flooding and storm damage that can be to come, because those are the only things that are kind of protecting us. I do want to thank certainly Stan and your team. All of you did a fantastic job, and I just have to commend the efficiency of time, right? Because oftentimes government is sort of let's say
slow.
Right, critiqued for not being very quick, and your department under your direction with the website has moved unbelievably fast, and I really appreciate how efficient you have been with taxpayers' money and time, so thank you for that, as well as to Elena and Matt. We've been working very closely on this plan, so thank you, and to this board and the administration to keep pushing in this direction to continue to make that difference and make this county park plan a reality. There's so much opportunity, and we barely even touched on the opportunity tonight, but it's just ripe with opportunities to grow the county park system, and I'm so excited to be a part of that, and I want to keep pushing to make sure that that happens. I do want to let anybody know out there in the public that the County Tourism Committee, County Tourism Department rather, does have a little over $12,000 that we are starting a marketing grant program this year, and that's for any of our small local organizations, nonprofits, who need a little bit of help with funding, with marketing, what their services are, what they're doing. They can go to the county to obviously improve county tourism, so they can go on to the county tourism website, and that is just sort of an open and rolling grant process. There's no deadline, it's just until the money's run out. So first come, first serve, hurry up and get there. But last year, the County Tourism Committee did support 12 organizations. And it's a big deal when we support them, because that means that positive information is going out there. Again, just the way government can be critiqued for being slow, Cumberland County can be, sort of have a light shown on all of our negative aspects when, we're all sitting up here and fighting for Cumberland County because we know all of the positives. And I think that's what this is about. So I'd like to say, see something, say something. When you see something great, when you're in our Bayshore community, when you're, flipping over the horseshoe crabs, when you're watching a sunset out in Millville, when you're anywhere in this county and there's something fantastic, when you're at a great new farmer's market spending your senior voucher, whatever it is, talk about it. There's so many beautiful things in Cumberland County, and that's what this marketing grant does. Our East Point Lighthouse recently, they were going to host a Valentine's Day climb. They couldn't. They had electrical issues, so they had to cancel the public climb. So they still did it anyway because they were so excited. And Nancy, she's just very passionate. So she said, we're doing it anyway. And they streamed it online. They had 17,000 viewers for this Valentine's Day climb. So there were 17,000 people that tuned in just to watch them, walk through the lighthouse and kind of look at that view. So the interest is there, the drive and the desire is there. So please kindly, positively promote your county. And I want to talk a little bit about our county college, about RCSJ. They recently introduced a new fraternity there. It's the Tri Alpha chapter. It's one of only 19 in the state of New Jersey, and Tri Alpha is Alpha Alpha Alpha, affectionately called Tri Alpha, and it's for first-generation students to help them with networking opportunities, leadership opportunities, mentoring opportunities. I got the chance to listen to several of their Tri Alpha members, and it's just really amazing what they are doing for them. So I'm so glad to see that that's there at RCSJ. And I also want to give kudos to RCSJ. They came into Cumberland County, and a lot of people were sort of a little bit critical and, wondering, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? What happened to my Cumberland County College? And unfortunately, their timing was terrible because they came in right before the pandemic in 2019. Traditionally, a county college would be, well, let me just say this, they went through the pandemic, and they were looking at 3 years in this pandemic where numbers and students went down. Credit hours, student population went down. They were expecting to be 3 years in this pandemic and hopefully 3 years to get out. Right now they are ahead of schedule, and this is the first year in 2024 where they have seen a positive increase instead of a negative. So it's only taken them 2 years to dig out that hole, and it's rapidly happening. The progress is happening so quickly. And in fact, RCSJ Cumberland is still maintaining that traditional model of a county college, a third, a third, a third, where the state commits a third, the county commits a third, and the student population commits a third. Not every county college is doing that. Gloucester County isn't even doing that. They're at about 19%. We are still at about a little over 29% in county funding. So we're still maintaining very closely that 1/3 ratio, and that protects our student body at the RCSJ Cumberland campus. And I'm very proud of us as a county for continuing to do that. And just one last little note, we did vote on the Wear Purple resolution today, which might seem like a very minor thing and just a silly, trivial thing, wear the color purple on April 19th. But I will tell you that 15 million people in America do suffer with alcoholism, and only about 8% of those people get help. And I can't tell you what that leads to, the difficulties in their life, the strife with their families, and even death. So please wear purple, and it's just to support the conversations. Have the conversations. Have somebody ask you why you're talking about this, because the more we talk about it, the less of a stigma there is, and hopefully more people will get the help they need. Especially in Cumberland County, we have nearly 40% of our residents that suffer with alcoholism. So please have those conversations. I hope you all enjoy your Easter break and your families, and happy Easter.
Good, okay. You got everybody in? That's great. This is what a good commission does. They give you good reports, and they basically leave me to say nothing but good night. But seriously, but yes, almost. One thing, never give me a microphone. I'm very proud of this commission. They're doing an excellent job. They're moving the county forward. And you're going to hear that more and more as time goes on. And you're going to basically, hopefully, get sick of us saying it, that we've gone from here to here to here. People call, we listen. People ask, we listen. I've gotten calls from certain department heads and different employees, We listen to your complaints, we listen to your troubles, and we hopefully hear some good things in the future. You know, there's an accolade would be nice once in a while, but it doesn't seem like that always happens, because most people like to complain because of their situation, and it's understandable. Everybody's in their little silo and compartment, but we need to basically do one thing as a county: group together, come together, and make this a better county than it's ever been before. We're doing so. The Recreation Committee, Matt, and so forth with Victoria, is getting this park in place. A few dollars we spend here and there to get this back to a place where we can enjoy, especially for this year. I would really love to see that happen. Is something that I'm really excited about. The jail situation, we're almost there from getting out from underneath that. There's just a little bit more to push forward, that the state and the environmental project on that side, the environmental project is that we'll be able to build on Salem ground, and that's very important. It's all coming to fruition. This is something that we've been looking for now since I've been on the commission. So with that said, I want to thank everybody. Have a great Easter, have a very good Easter. Enjoy it, enjoy your families, and the County of Cumberland is going to be kicking some butt real soon. Thank you.
Any further business?
No further business.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
7:59.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC. Programming that serves the South Jersey market.